My name is Melanie DiCarlo, and in this short video, I'm going to give you a simple formula to declutter your entire home in 3 days or less. This is what my home looked like before. This is what it looks like now. Take a good look at these amazing and frightening photos. What they show is my home, which was once a nightmare to live in. Few people watching this will have had a home this messy, but I'm sure you still understand what I went through. I'm sure you already know I was too embarrassed to have friends over. Whenever there was a knock at the door, my heart would skip a beat. The first thing that would go through my mind was, my place is a mess. I can't let anyone see it. The clutter was making my husband and I fight. We kept tripping over each other's mess, arguing about where things were and where they belonged. We couldn't relax when we were home, and when we were out, we felt anxious about the chaos waiting when we returned. We both wanted to let people into our home without feeling self-conscious. We knew they were silently judging us. I wanted a home with happy memories, not a place to sleep packed with useless junk. I knew we needed to change the way we lived. What I didn't tell my husband was the one question that immediately came to mind. How the heck do I get started? Despite my constant efforts to declutter, papers still accumulated like snowdrifts and clothes piled up like a tangled mess of noodles. I can remember looking around at all the clutter and feeling paralysed. I felt helpless and powerless to control the mess around me. I couldn't take action and had no idea why. And even if I somehow managed to get started, I couldn't keep things clutter-free. The clutter would just pile back up in a week or two. It was unbelievably frustrating. The clutter drained me and my family of our energy and was always nagging at the back of my mind, screaming, "Clean me, organise me, throw me away." But I would just put it off until later, which of course never came. I wanted my energy back. It didn't take me long to realise all this clutter was making me depressed. And the more depressed I became over my out-of-control clutter, the more clutter seemed to pile up around me. Maybe it was me trying to fill a void in my life, and the fact that buying new stuff gave me a jolt of exhilaration. I lay in bed one night thinking about all the problems clutter was causing in my life and cried out, "God, I want to change." I knew there was an organised person somewhere inside me. I just couldn't figure out what was holding me back. Why I couldn't get started and why my short bursts at organisation quickly faded away. I could barely use my kitchen or find a decent outfit amongst my monstrous and outdated wardrobe. I spent too much time looking for something to wear every morning and not enough time on the things that really mattered. Like most people these days, I thought I didn't have enough time to keep my home neat and tidy. I worked a regular 9-to-5 job like everyone else and had kids constantly making messes around the house. I could barely keep up. Yet other people seem to effortlessly keep their home neat and tidy. And you know what made it so much worse? I knew most everything in my house was junk, but I still couldn't bring myself to throw most of it away. It made me sick. Oh God, help me, I prayed. Help me transform this mess into a home once again. And get this. That very night, at around 2 a.m. on a Friday, it hit me. A light bulb went off in my head. I thought about all the articles I had read online and all the books I had purchased over the past 8 months. I thought about all the time I had wasted with no lasting results. And I realised I was doing everything backwards. I was approaching clutter in the wrong order. There was a missing ingredient, something I hadn't considered until just then. So, what was this crazy idea? Simple. I spent lots of time learning different methods and techniques that would help simplify and organise my life, but never stuck with any of them. Or, if I did, I stopped shortly after. This is the wrong way to approach clutter. You see, none of that stuff really mattered because I wasn't addressing the root cause of my clutter problem. From that day on, I decided to start with curing the root problem and work my way up to using all the best methods and techniques I had learned. And guess what? It worked like crazy. I had my entire home decluttered in 3 days, and it's still clutter-free, years later. I broke it down into a simple-to-follow formula that allowed me to finally start organising and maintaining my home for good this time. I had cured the root problem, and my family was now happier than ever. Here's the formula. Mindset plus methods plus habits equals a permanently clutter-free home. Don't let its simplicity fool you. Remove any one of the above variables and you'll fail at your organisation attempts. You can have all the methods and declutter techniques in the world, but they won't prevent you from procrastinating. And they certainly don't get you into an organisational habit, so you never go back to your old cluttered ways again. Methods and techniques alone won't do a thing for you in the long run. You'll slowly drift back to the way things were, like so many times before. Consider this. In 3 days, my home was completely clutter-free and organised. There was peace and calm with my family. My husband and I completely stopped arguing. I had let go of all the useless junk holding me back in life. I felt like a giant 5-ton brick had been lifted from my shoulders. I wanted to have people over and throw a party for the first time in years. And guess what? I did throw a party to celebrate, and everybody was amazed. They could see how much happier my family was, how clean my home had become, and how much simpler our life was. And best of all, I wasn't so stressed out anymore. All my friends wanted to know my secret. What changed? What was I doing differently? You see, many of my friends, while not nearly as disorganised as me, wanted to get their homes in order too, but didn't know how to get started. So I helped them. I helped every last one of them, and they all had the same life-changing results as me. Seeing my friends and family suddenly become happier, less stressed, less irritable, friendlier, and more at peace with themselves was enough to convince me I was onto something. I had cracked the clutter code, and I needed to share it with everyone I could. I immediately got to work creating this website so I could share my easy-to-follow formula with the whole world. I slaved away for months, and out of the ashes came 3-Day Declutter, a revolutionary step-by-step blueprint designed from the ground up to take you from cluttered mess to an organised, stress-free paradise in 3 days or less. You'll discover 2 specific techniques to get rid of your clutter in 3 days, a weird little trick to permanently change your clutter habits so you don't drift back into your old messy ways, a method for setting up a routine that will put organisation onto autopilot, an introduction to my mindset plus methods plus habits formula and how it can completely simplify your life, how to get rid of all the useless paper in your home, how to mentally prepare yourself so you get started, finish and permanently stay organised, how to easily identify and destroy the clutter zones that build up around your home. I'm going to give you this life-changing blueprint for only $37. How many coffees is that? You probably spend more on fast food, ordering a pizza, or going to the movies, and none of those will have any lasting positive impact on your life. My 3-Day Declutter Blueprint is completely digital. You can instantly read the ebook, listen to the audio, or watch our instructional videos from any computer or phone. Just click that big button below to get started right now. Imagine this. You'll have more money. Living a cluttered lifestyle actually costs more money than you think. How many times have you lost something, gone out and bought it again, and then found the original a month or 2 later? How many times have you impulsively bought useless junk you didn't need? I saved a small fortune after I finally decluttered my home. You'll have much more free time. How much time do you think you've wasted looking for random stuff around your home? Is it in the living room, the bathroom, bedroom, basement? It doesn't always have to be in the last place you look. My revolutionary declutter formula will give you the extra time needed to spend time with your family, work on hobbies, and do all the things you enjoy. You'll be more relaxed. Clutter creates chaos, both in your home and in your mind. Believe it or not, the chaos it creates in your mind is actually much worse. Imagine how nice it will be to kick back on your couch, turn the TV on, look around, and smile. You're smiling because your home is the peaceful, calm, relaxing place it should be. You won't be embarrassed to have people over. For years, I tried to keep friends and family away because I was so embarrassed by my messy home. Even a plumber or repairman would cause anxiety and dread. I was ashamed and afraid they would judge me. Not having those feelings in the back of my mind has been a massive weight off my shoulders. You won't have any hidden odours. Did you know the more you're around an odour, the less you can smell it? Eventually, you can't even smell it at all. Clutter creates odours you're probably not even aware of. Having a home free from clutter will keep it smelling great, so when you have people over, don't worry about how your home really smells. You can waste loads of your precious time and frustration trying to piece together a system of your own, or you can have instant access to an already tried, tested, and true blueprint that not only declutters your home in 3 days, but also keeps it that way forever. And it's so incredibly simple. Mindset plus methods plus habits equals a clutter-free home. Like you, I spent years spinning my wheels trying to come up with something that was simple and just worked. Something I would stick to, something that was fast. As you've probably already found out on your own, it's not that easy. So why not take a shortcut? Why not take my shortcut? It's worked for thousands of people before you, and it's going to work for you too. You need a blueprint. Enough with the chaos, enough with the embarrassment and fear of having people over, enough with the stress clutter causes. Make the choice, right now on this very day, to put clutter behind you and change for good. It's not hard when you've got an already tried, tested and true blueprint to a stress-free, clutter-free, relaxing life. All you have to do is to follow my simple formula. I've been where you are. I've gone through it all, and I worked hard to come up with a solution that would work for every disorganized person out there, including you. I've done the heavy lifting so you don't have to. You need a blueprint that holds you by the hand and takes you step by step, from start to finish, and then makes sure everything is automated so you stay clutter-free for good. If you keep doing the same thing you've always been doing, you'll keep getting the same results. You don't even have to believe my system will transform your life because I offer a 60-day 100% money-back guarantee. If your home isn't an organized paradise in the next 3 days, you can get 100% of your money back, no questions asked. Right now, you've got 2 choices, and each choice leads down a different path. Choice number 1 is to walk away and continue living the stressful, cluttered life you've always lived. Choice number 2 is to take action, do something different, and finally change the way you live forever. It's time to say goodbye to all your stressful, anxiety-inducing, relationship-destroying clutter. It's time you don't get embarrassed when somebody sees your home. It's time to throw a party and be happy to have other people see inside of your home. It's time to take the next step and get the blueprint I never had. Take my shortcut, and in 3 short days, your house will look like a home you can be proud of.